Farewell. Goodbye.
Max, what do you got to say?
ESPN Los Angeles.
There you go.
That's it. Is that like when Benny McClain grooved one to Mickey Mantle for his 500
exactly.
Cal Ripken, it was the laid one in.
And a bigger sport, Strahan and Brett Favre. Let's go there. A little better.
It's a special day because this is the day
We're gonna do this
Max Kellerman leaves. No, you don't have to.
I want to.
I just want to tell a little story about when I first met Max Kellerman.
In my day.
On Christmas Day, one of those Laker Christmas Day games. I think it was
one of those thrilling games.
One of the Cavaliers.
The plane had literally landed the night before, and I went to the game
on Christmas Eve. You flew in.
So I saw Max. Never met him before. Saw him in the press room. I knew he was taking the job, and I said, "Hey, Max, Steve Mason in Ireland," and he came to believe that my name was Mason Ireland.
Isn't it?
Hey, Mason Ireland.
Wait, is it not?
Hey, Mason Ireland. I've heard a lot about you. Just combined our two names.
Your name isn't Mason Ireland?
No, it is not. Believe it or not.
You know, I've been here for 5.5 years.
I know.
Now you tell me?
Well, you just called me Mason. You never had my last name, Ireland.
Right, Mace.
Right, Mace. So there you have it. We were you knew you'd done your research, and I appreciated that.
Max, you're like me. Your mind's always racing. When you came out here, did you think this was going to go the way it did? Was this different than what you envisioned, or it's a 6-year run, right?
Yeah.
Different, the same.
6 years. You add a year every day.
Well, it's like Christmas Eve, so it's
really
over 5.5 years.
5.5.
Closer to 6 than 5.
Closer to 6 than 5, but let's call it 5.5.
So
that's right.
For accuracy.
Expectations
not rounding
versus
up
what turned out to be reality. How do they match up?
I came out here embracing the adventure of it all, right?
Right.
Like once I got my mind around, okay, I'm going to come to L.A., and it's been great. You know, as you guys know, it's not a place you want to leave, and I didn't plan to leave, but I thought that maybe just because the way the industry is, it's based basically in New York and L.A., so I assumed that I would at some point, before the kids went to college, wind up living in New York again. And now I also assume I will wind up back in L.A. at some point, and maybe back and back. I see both places as my home, and I'm sad to go.
I want to, we joke back and forth
because of the weather mostly.
We joke back and forth a lot, right? Max, you and I go at it, and we're always goofing on each other. But I want to give you some credit. You've gotten better. No, I see improvement.
You know what's amazing?
I'm proud
about
of you.
that?
You've developed.
You're welcome, Mace. You're welcome, Mace.
When you're starting
my healing
at the
efforts
top to get better,
right?
When you're starting you're already
Jerry
the best
Jones,
ever.
peak on peak.
Right. It's like Michael Jordan in the playoffs got even better, and he had already set the standard. So I take that as an extremely excellent.
It really is. It really is
somehow.
Yeah.
When is the 30 for 30 coming out about you, Max? Because this is really an extraordinary turnaround.
Well, you produced by Max, starring Max.
No, well, you
by Max.
Great idea.
I said that.
Only seen
I
by
mentioned
Max.
to Jacob, who works here the other day, about how you were one of the co-creators of Around the Horn, and he had no idea what I was talking about.
Right.
And I said, no, that was Max's show, and he was the original host
You know
of
what
it.
I call that show? Sports shouting.
Yeah, right.
It's just sports shouting. Four boxes,
Max,
everybody yelling
You
at
think
each
that's
other.
what yelling? Wait till you see what's coming, Mace.
I was going to say, you leave to go to Fox and do your own show at Fox, which normally in our culture...
How'd that go, by the way?
In the ESPN...
Fox?
Yeah, how did that
The
go?
other stuff pretty good, but...
Max, how was that?
But Max, normally in our culture, when you leave the ESPN brand, they do not bring you back.
I don't know.
Is there anyone else who's ever done that?
Beetle.
Oh, that's true. You and Beetle.
Right, Beetle went to Entertainment Tonight and then came back.
There's another one that just came back. Not Dan Patrick. Who's the other guy in that era, the 90s?
Skip? Did Skip come back?
Skip left.
Keith Olbermann?
Keith Olbermann.
Yeah,
but Olbermann, like Patrick had a good line about it. Olbermann goes, we never let him back in the building, but they let him back on ESPN.
I started very young on ESPN.
So, with the boxing
I was
stuff,
off of
right?
ESPN television for about from 03 or 04, whatever that was.
You know what they call that? The good old days.
I was off television for like
the golden years.
Off ESPN for 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, and then they let you come back, which was great.
I also, in between, like I did Fox, and then I did MSNBC, and then CNN. So it wasn't like I was coming from a rival.
I don't remember the Max
network.
Kellerman show on CNN. When was that on?
Actually, that
Were
was
you on between Don Lemon and Anderson Cooper?
Actually, they piloted that.
Did they?
To tell you the truth, yeah.
Hey!
They brought cupcakes.
Happy birthday, John.
Max face cupcakes.
It's brought the cupcakes.
And Max.
Max face cupcakes.
Isn't that
So
great?
There are John Ireland face cupcakes
That is
and
so
Max
great.
face cupcakes.
First take cupcakes.
Max,
You're gonna be fat on your
you
first
probably
day.
won't eat any of these.
You
That's
gonna
the
be
amazing-
No,
Pudgy.
here's the problem. I will eat one of them. That's the problem.
He will eat more than one. You won't eat one. You'll eat more than one, fat
Are
boy.
any of these
That's
red
the problem.
velvet, Amanda? Those are the ones I would eat.
I have gotten
the
both
top
fat
ones?
and skinny in my time in LA at the same
Look
time.
I remember when you
Look
had
at
those
it.
buttons popping on you. Those two tight buttons. I was like, oh, man,
Remember
that's
that?
like
hanging
a...
on for dear
It's
life.
like a sausage is what you look like, a sausage. You have trimmed up.
Yeah.
Well,
No.
not exactly.
No,
Now, are
yeah.
you?
I
And
just
you're
lost muscle
you're
memory.
getting out of here like right away, right? When's
No,
a moving
well,
truck get here?
Thursday, I got to go to Vegas to do the Terrence Crawford fight.
So you're basically here for another week, and then
HBO,
you're done.
And then Sunday, because they don't have any late flights out of Vegas anymore. They keep
Right.
all the money in Vegas.
Right.
Then Sunday I fly to New York, and then Monday morning I go to Bristol, and
And it's off and
Are you
running.
doing the
And
show
they're
on Monday?
gone.
yeah,
You
or the following, not
Yeah.
Monday the
following
25th. He debuts
Okay.
on First Take.
And they're
So
off.
that's the Stephen A. Smith show, right?
Nice.
Did they change the name to the
But-
Stephen A. Smith show?
By the way, that's what the Sports Nation is, the Michelle Beadle show.
No.
No,
I think-
that's cold.
I think you're
still
here.
Oh, sorry.
I'm still here.
By the way, I think Marcellus should have his name in the title of the next show on the radio.
Yeah.
Wiley,
I think it's
all
time.
right, now it's time to break it. Who are you bringing in?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, who do
Wait, I know.
I don't know.
They
Who do you
literally they tell
Call your
us
shot.
nothing, but I figured they might tell you.
Yeah, look, I'm gonna be on the field, and there are gonna be some other players. We're
But
gonna be
who are
doing
you
tryouts.
They are
actually-
keeping you on the radio without me, right?
Like Monday, who is going to be
Scott,
here?
we had an understanding that you were going to keep Marcellus on if I left. You
See how he
promised me.
treats
Don't
me?
try and
Yeah.
bounce
I
him.
get him back on ESPN. Tell him to come to LA.
Yeah.
We could do this. And now look at me. I helped you springboard to your greatness, Max. And this is the
And he's
payoff.
still not there
This is
yet.
the payoff.
I have
He
to
needs
say,
a bigger
I mentioned this.
springboard.
I mentioned this on the air yesterday, but I just want to give one message to Los
Hold on,
Angeles.
I'm eating a cupcake.
In case people missed it.
I'm eating
Yeah.
French fries.
If you're wondering why I'm leaving, I want everyone to look in the mirror right now. If you're in your car, it's okay. You can tilt the rear view mirror. Look at yourself. Don't worry about people on the road. And see that person you see staring back at you in the mirror? It's your fault that I'm leaving. Because while, yes, you made Marcellus and I a handsome living since we've been in town, the fact of the matter is, if you were able to outbid for my services on this station, I would have stayed. So it's your fault, Los Angeles,
Yeah.
and I hope you're satisfied.
Yeah, that's all we get.
That's it. Can I go now, Scott?
Can you be more
Is that
grateful?
Not
There's a
close?
seat. There's a seat filler in
Yeah.
Max's seat, and he's trying to go home.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's the thing. I don't know if you heard, but Ireland and I did First Take on Monday.
I didn't hear about it, no.
I think it was a big step forward for the show.
I haven't told Mason yet that it was an internal feed that was never
I was-
broadcast.
It was closed
anywhere.
circuit.
I was.
He
and
didn't. He wasn't ready for
It was
prime time.
OTB. You can
with
go watch it.
all humility, I think I was pretty friggin' awesome. So, when Stephen A. Smith is on vacation, I would like to propose that I fly to New York and film.
Well,
for
you have a
Stephen A.
clip of your performance, don't you?
Oh yeah, no, you.
Mason, you just told me the same thing about Sports Nation.
I want to do Sports Nation
Marcellus,
too.
this
Damn.
man, you have never met a human being more desperate to be on television.
Boy.
Let me tell you, this
This is the type.
You're on
this is-
Figueroa right
hey,
now,
Max,
Mason.
I want you to listen. This is the type of analysis you will
Well,
get.
Mason has a face for radio and a voice
Yes.
for print.
Here we-
Yeah,
Yeah.
here it is. But listen
Here
to
we go.
anything.
Listen
to
to
this,
the genius
This
of this.
analysis
Your
right
fans
here.
are used to winning, but they're in a rebuild, and that's what they're trying to do. And Steve, that is their plan.
Okay. 65 and 65 and 181. I actually did the math on that one. That is the Lakers record.
Don't take it to the bank.
Over the past 3 years. 65 and 81. Dr. Jerry Buss.
No, you can't add.
181.
Don't do math.
65 and 180.
Yeah, don't do math.
The best was when Jen Latta said, "Don't take it to the bank."
To the bank. That's that Max
See,
man.
now, if you want
Max does
that sort of flavor,
What I want to know,
Yeah.
and this is bodes well for John.
Yeah.
Everyone you work with goes on to fame and fortune.
Exactly.
Much bigger things.
yeah,
Exactly.
always.
So you are the springboard upon which people
I am.
you jump on your head and
Yeah.
jump. So what's the list now?
Okay, the list is
Ramona.
Yes. Mm-hmm. She's already passed you by.
A. Martinez.
Yeah, he's on NPR.
Michelle Tafoya.
Who was a bartender. Brian Kilmeade, host of Fox and Friends.
Kilmeade. Matthew Berry, talented Mr. Roto. I invented him somewhere in a lab.
Right.
Yep, he got
Dave Singer is now head of director of talent at the NFL Network.
Yeah. Come on, the big one. You missed it. Didn't you used to work with Kimmel at some point?
Jimmy Kimmel. Yeah. Jimmy Kimmel did well.
Yeah.
He did well for himself.
You think?
Why do you think it is that all these people forget you as soon as they leave? Do you think they could?
Well, interestingly, they don't.
And incidentally, I need your phone. I need to
No, they actually do remember. They do remember.
Okay.
And I do get thank you cards, and oftentimes people do credit me. Like, for example, Matthew Berry wrote a book, page number 135. I mentioned.
They remember not to work with you again.
Not that I'm keeping track, but page 135, he references.
Unbelievable.
Okay, in the imaginary book that I'll write, check 236.
Page 236, I'm there.
Yeah, I was going to say Mason, Ireland. I met him at the Christmas party.
I think that this time will be remembered because it's the time that Los Angeles didn't win a damn thing.
Yeah.
You were here.
Maxie Pucks.
Maxie Pucks.
LA Max single-handedly brought
the Stanley Cup twice.
And unlike all these other radio stations, once they made the playoffs, started making a run, then all of a sudden they started paying attention to the Kings.
What?
We were on the Kings from the preseason.
Shut up.
Bringing you live interviews, analysis.
The amazing thing is,
Max, that day you and I went to the morning skate and participated and scored a goal on Jonathan Quick.
Max has been to every Kings game, every Lakers game, every Clippers game.
The smartest thing Max and I did upon arriving was we moved our families into the inner city and we bonded with the people.
Me too.
I remember at first I was living in an apartment in Beverly Hills.
Me too.
And sometimes I would walk down the street and someone less fortunate than me, and we would make eye contact. And I resented it. So I moved behind the gates in Bel Air, up a hill and behind other gates.
You're such a man of the people.
And as the people came to the gates
from a pauper to
gaze
a
up, to gaze up to see how the 1% lived, I would throw hot oil and snakes down like in feudal times.
Beautiful.
Get away from my gates.
Pitchforks and torches.
All right, Wiley, I don't know what you're going to do, but you're going to have a lot more time to talk.
Man, look forward.
I don't know if that's a good thing.
We've heard what that sounds like.
You want to read something, or should we say this is sponsored by Max Kellerman's departure to New York?
Yeah, let's give Max some.
All right, Max Marcellus for the final time.
Let me just say one last thing. Ireland, we say it normally when people die, but I think right now, let's say it for Max. Hail, fellow, well met.
Good luck, man.
Goodbye.
Seriously. I miss you.
Appreciate it. Miss you guys, too.
Max Marcellus, last show next. ESPN LA.